Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Manitoba Start is the leading provider of career services to newcomers in the province of Manitoba and connects businesses to a world-class workforce. I would like to welcome you all to this Labor Market Connection webinar, a series of live broadcasted events designed to assist you in entering in the Manitoba labor market. Before we start, I'm going to say the land of acknowledgement. Manitoba Start acknowledges that we're gathered on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of Anishinaabe, Anishinawak, Dakota Oyate, Denisiulin, and Nehitawak nations, and the homeland of the Red River Métis. We acknowledge that our water is sourced from Shola Lake of 40 First Nations. As a newcomer serving organization, we commit to learning about the histories, cultures, and the rights of Indigenous communities, to strive to build a respectful and supportive relationship for all. Today's webinar is focusing on qualification recognition for internationally educated teachers. My name is Luna. I'm the outreach coordinator here at Manitoba Start, and I will be your host for today's webinar. Given the large number of participants who joined this webinar, we have muted your microphone to allow better clarity and less interference. Before we begin, I will be going over a couple of housekeeping items. You can use the raise hand features to indicate that you have a question or a comment. And to do this, you can click on the participants button in the meeting controls and find the raise hand icon next to your name and click on it. And this will notify us that we have a raised hand. Teams webinar provides a Q&A feature that allows attendees to ask questions, specifically in the Q&A panel as well. So to access this, click on the More Options 3 dots button in the meeting control and select Q&A. And then you can then type your question in the Q&A panel as well. Today's webinar is the qualification recognition for internationally educated teachers. The Professional Certification Unit Education and Early Childhood Learning is in Russell, Manitoba. In Manitoba, professional school personnel includes the classroom teacher, school clinician, school administrator, special education teacher, special education coordinator, school counselor, and the vocational teacher. Certification of professional school personnel is provincial responsibility. Therefore, the requirement for certification differs from province to province. In today's presentation, you will learn more on the details of the process on how to apply for certification, and you will be provided with information and answers to help you navigate the process. So please welcome Bernice from the Professional Certification Unit. Over to you, Bernice.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'll actually pass the torch to the program coordinator, Connie, and we'll show you our presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Perhaps we have a small technical difficulty. I will be right back. One moment, please.
Yep.
Luna, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Connie. Hi, good morning.
Hey. It wasn't allowing me to share for a minute. There we go. There we go. Sorry.
Great. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Excellent. Everybody can see it good?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So good morning, and thank you for inviting Bernice and I to participate in this Manitoba teacher certification. Our presentation is the roadmap for internationally educated teachers to become certified in Manitoba. So who can teach in Manitoba? In Manitoba, all K-12 teachers must be certified by the province in order to work in schools. The process is regulated by law under the Teaching Certificates and Qualifications Regulation MR 2015-115. This regulation provides the requirements for certification, classification, and recognition of professional experience for all teachers, including internationally educated teachers. The Professional Certification Unit assesses the applications for teacher certification. Our unit also looks after salary classification when we're evaluating. We look after evaluating your experience from other jurisdictions, for name changes, if you take additional education that could have an impact on your salary. That is also completed by our units. So once you start the relationship with us, it continues from here until you're done your career. So the academic requirements for certification in Manitoba. To be certified in Manitoba, you must have a Bachelor of Education and/or an approved formal teacher training program from an approved post-secondary institution. To become permanently certified, you must have a teaching certificate from the jurisdiction of origin. So wherever you completed your teacher preparation program, if they have a teaching certificate, you must hold that teaching certificate. You must have completed a Bachelor of Education or an approved teacher preparatory program that allowed you to teach in your jurisdiction and comprised of at least 150 credit hours in total, so approximately 5 years of academic study. 60 of those credit hours must be a professional education coursework, and they should include a teaching practicum or 1 year of approved experience. Experience is not a substitute for a Bachelor of Education or an approved teacher preparatory program. The academic requirements for a provisional professional teaching certificate, sorry, you must hold a teaching certificate from the jurisdiction of origin if the jurisdiction certifies teachers. You must have completed a Bachelor of Education or an approved teacher preparatory program that allowed you to teach in your jurisdiction that had at least 120 credit hours in total, so approximately 4 years of academic study, 30 credit hours of professional education coursework, and a student teaching practicum component or 1 year of approved experience. And again, experience is not a substitute for a Bachelor of Education or an approved teacher preparation program. The provisional teaching certificate is granted for 3 years and requires that the applicant complete the additional coursework to meet the 60 credit hours of a professional education coursework to meet that permanent standard. So you would be granted a provisional with 3 years time in order to complete that. So what steps do I take to apply for certification? The first step, all IETs must start their certification application process through Pathways to Teach Canada. What is Pathways to Teach Canada? Pathways is a single entry point for internationally educated teachers interested in teaching in participating provinces and territories in Canada, including Manitoba. Pathways will be responsible for both credential assessment and language proficiency tests. IETs that hold a Bachelor of Education or an approved teacher preparation program that was completed in English or French are exempt from the language proficiency test. If your teacher preparation program was not completed 100% in French or English, you must complete the language competency test. What does a Pathways Credential Assessment mean? The Pathways to Teach Canada Credential Assessment is an evaluation and verification process that examines the authenticity and relevance of your teaching credentials and provides information on your teacher preparatory program, gathers your teaching certificates and statements of professional standing, along with all of your educational transcripts. It is important that you submit all of your educational coursework. It could have implications on salary classification and certification. The applicant must arrange with Pathways to send your report to Manitoba's Professional Certification Unit through the Pathways portal. Once your Pathways to Teach Canada assessment is received by Manitoba at the Professional Certification Unit, you will receive an email from our office that includes the teacher certification application form for Manitoba and the next steps. There's additional information available at our web pages, and this information can be found at the following web pages. Please review through all of the information and come up with your list of questions. You can feel free to contact us with your questions at certification@gov.mb.ca. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you, Connie, for the insightful presentation. So we'll open up for questions. Yeah, I can see raise hand, Shuwita. I will unmute your microphone. And you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Shuwita.
Okay, I'm wondering, do we have to go through the WES as well? Through the pathway to teach Canada?
So Pathways to Teach Canada is the process. Pathways has subcontracted WES to do the credential assessment. So even though some of your emails might be coming back with questions from WES, it's a subcontract within Pathways. So go through the Pathways and then follow the directions for the various credentials that are required. Does that help you, Shweta?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. And we have another raised hand. Pooja, I will allow your mic. You can ask your question.
Hi, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Thank you for an insightful interaction that you have given to us. My question is, like, I have gone through the pathway portal, as you have mentioned earlier. It was showing exactly what you said, but I was a bit confused. Like, I made an account over there, and after that it was asked me to pay some fees for the credential verification, which was around 400 something. And after that I was not sure what exactly I need to do. After making that payment, what next step it is going to be? Like, I have to provide my documents on my own, or my universities from back in country are going to provide themselves? And what about the experiences that I have got from India? How am I going to provide them? I am confused about that actually.
Okay, so you need to submit that question on the Pathways portal, and they will explain all of the steps. All of your documents will go through to Pathways, and then Pathways will forward it to us.
Okay, fine. So that means I myself am going to submit those?
Yes. So
Okay.
you will arrange for your transcripts from wherever you attended your education program to be sent directly to the location on their portal.
Actually, it is from India, so I'm currently here in Manitoba. So in that
Mhm.
situation, do I need to contact my universities over there to send them?
Yes, that would be for you to contact them.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Connie. We have another one, Gurpreet. I will allow your mic. Now you can answer. You can ask your question.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
Gurjeet.
morning.
Actually, I want to ask that I have completed my VES from my home country before reaching there. Is that work or not?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
Actually, I got completed my VES from my home country when I was there. Now I am in Canada.
So if I were you, I would contact Pathways and West to see if they will forward all of the documents together that they already have into your Pathways application form. And there will be additional documents that you'll be required to send because the Pathways report is much more extensive than your old West report. But there's no point in resending transcripts that they may already have. So you'll need to work with Wes and Pathways to make sure that you know what they have and what they still need to get, Gurjeet.
Okay. Another question is that is there any language proficiency test is needed if my whole education is in English?
If your whole education is in English, there
Hmm.
will be a form that you will need to get your university to complete and
Okay.
submit to Pathways and West that will speak to that. And if your program is completed in English, you are not required to do the language competency test for the teachers through Pathways.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. And we have next one, Hein. I will allow your mic.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I think my question is kind of similar to the one that was just asked, but so if we have gotten results already or the credential results and everything from West, how do we inform Pathway that that was done, and do we need to submit that result to Pathway that hey, this is what my credential has come out to an experience with West, so that we may not have to go and resubmit all of those again and pay those fees again.
Yeah, so that's a conversation with Pathways and with Wes. That happens outside of our office. So I would email them on their portal and advise them that you have completed a Wes evaluation and figure out what additional documents you're required to submit.
Okay, thank you. And this license allowed you to teach. What are the levels of teaching in Manitoba that you would be able to teach with the license?
You're able to teach in kindergarten to grade 12.
Okay.
Okay,
If you're
great.
interested in teaching at colleges or universities, they will have a different requirement, Hayne, and you'll just have to take a look at what the requirements are for those kind of programs when you see the ad in the newspaper or online or wherever you see the ad.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Hein. We have Rashid next up. You can ask your question, Rashid.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, actually, I'm a teacher. I'm a temporary teacher in here in Winnipeg. So I have a contract for 1 year, and I want to continue in this job. I want to be a permanent teacher. So I know that we need certifications. Actually, I'm waiting for my course by course from Wes, and my problem is that I'm a single parent, so it will be difficult for me to go back to the university here. So I know that in Toronto there is like I can study online with the French University of Toronto. So my question is, if I do that and I have this certification, can I use this certification to work here in Manitoba?
That's a very good question, Rashid. In Canada, under the Canada Free Trade Agreement, Chapter 7, Labor Mobility, if you are a certified teacher in another province, you would then apply under the Canada Free Trade Agreement to have your Ontario teaching certificate moved to Manitoba, essentially is what it does, but you still have to go through the application process. You'll end up having to be certified in Ontario once you complete that program, and then you would then apply under Manitoba under the Canada Free Trade Agreement CFTA application route. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rashid. And we have next up Mohammed. Mohammed, you can ask your question. Hello, Mohammed. Can you hear us? Yep. Okay, Mohammed, you can ask your question after Yusuf. I will allow your microphone, Yusuf. Hello, Yusuf. Okay, while waiting for them to, you can unmute yourself from your side, so that's how you can ask your question after I allow your microphone. But we have a few questions on the chat, Connie. Akansha is asking, can I show my documents here to you guys right now in order to have an idea am eligible to get into teaching, or if I would need to do the Bachelor's of Education from the scratch? And she is going like subbing as English language instructor at MITT in Winnipeg because I have TESOL certification. However, I would like to know how does it work for school?
Excellent question. No, we would not be able to evaluate your transcripts right here, right now. There's a whole lot of pieces to determining whether you're meeting or not, and it's not something that could happen just quick like that. If you're teaching at MITT, you must be on a limited teaching permit. If you're interested in becoming a teacher, regardless if you're on a limited teaching permit or not, if your credentials were acquired in a jurisdiction outside of Canada, then you would have to go through the Pathways to Teach Canada process. And once we receive your assessment, then we would send you the application form for the Manitoba Teaching Certificate.
Okay, thank you, Connie. So Mohammed and Yusuf, I have allowed your camera, your microphone here. So you just have to unmute. Okay, let's try Shwani is next up. I will allow your mic and you can unmute yourself from your side.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I don't have any teaching certification right now, but I am a doctorate degree holder. I have doctorate PhD in economics from my back country. I want to pursue my career in teaching here because I have 9 years experience in teaching, but I only got confused from where to start, and I want to like start a teaching in schools over here.
So if you follow the links that are part of the presentation, it will show you to the web page. In order to get a Bachelor of Education here, you would need to connect with either the University of Manitoba, the University of Winnipeg, the Canadian Mennonite University, or the Yellow Quill University College, or St. Boniface in Winnipeg. There's also Brandon University in Brandon, Manitoba, and UCN, which has university in both the Pas and Thompson. So those would be your options if you're wanting to complete the program in Manitoba. And their admissions criteria, they're able to assess your transcripts that you have, and they'll have specific, each university has specific admissions requirements, and that's laid out by the university.
Okay, and my question is same because I'm a mother as well and I'm not working, so maybe I would not be able to like start a full-time study. So can I do like the online from other province that will be helpful for me?
Again, if you end up being certified in another province, then yes, you would be eligible to be employed in Manitoba if you apply under the Canada Free Trade Agreement CFTA application.
And the only way to start teaching is the B.Ed, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Are you there, Luna? Okay, so Mohammed is asking, I'm going to ask here if it's okay. I have a 1-year master's in TESOL from the Ukraine, and I did a BA in linguistics in Kuwait, and a CELTA teacher training course. Do I need to do the language test, and am I eligible to apply for a teaching certificate? You will have to take a look at your credentials against the 120 with 30 professional education coursework and a practicum, and the 150 for the permanent that in the slides that we showed, to determine if your programs match into those credit hours. As far as do you need to do the language competency test, if your teacher training course was in English or French, you would not need to do the language competency test.
Thank you, Connie. I was unmuted earlier. Okay, so we have another question from Fanmilola. They're saying, I'm a new in Manitoba. I have Masters of Education and Education Management, was assessed. What are the steps to get the educational assistant job? You're muted, Connie.
Sorry. To apply for an educational assistance job, you don't need to be certified. So you can apply for an educational assistance job directly through school divisions where you see postings.
Okay, thank you, Connie. And let's allow Sheena. Sheena, you can ask your question. Oh, she has her question on the chat. So she's saying, they're saying, I have WES. Its purpose is for immigration. Will it work?
So Sheena, the WES evaluation that is required for pathways is a course by course evaluation. So you will need to work with WES and with pathways to determine if what steps you need to follow to finish off an application process through pathways.
Okay, thank you, Connie. And we have Mariana asking, is it not necessary to go first through WES? Can I go and apply to pathways? And thank you.
You go directly to pathways, and from there you'll work through pathways to WES. They're a subcontract, so don't go to WES directly, go to pathways.
Okay. We still have Yusuf raised hand. I have allowed your mic, Yusuf. You can try again if you can unmute and ask. We have a question in the chat, Jatinder. They're saying I have done my course by WES, and while applying WES, I choose PCU. My WES is now completed, and they might send the document to PCU. What should I do next?
So we do not do WES directly. You need to talk with WES and Pathways to link your the work that you've already started with WES into the Pathways portal. So contact Pathways and WES and get the two working together.
Okay, and Connie, Sheena is asking if you can explain again. Her question was, I have WES. Its purpose, is it for immigration? Is that, Sheena, is that right? Your question? Is it the purpose is for immigration? It will work. is the question.
So Sheena, the oftentimes for immigration, a short brief WES is done. I don't know what your WES report looks like, but the requirements for pathways is to have the ICAP course by course. So you'll need to speak with WES and pathways to determine if the document you have meets the requirements for pathways.
Okay, thank you, Connie. And Mohammed is again asking, can we get access to the slides, please, or the website link?
Yeah, I can send those to Luna.
That'll be
And
perfect.
then she can distribute to folks. Will that work, Luna?
Yeah, you can send it to me. I'll share it with everyone here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And Catherine is asking, I did WES before the government announced the pathway to teach. Could it be still valid to get the credentials?
So we have had posted on our website for the last year a bridging process. So from October 24th, 2024 till October 31st, 2025, there was a bridging time to allow for people who had started with WES during that time frame to complete the application with our office. Effective October 31st, 2025, the only report that we will accept is the pathways report.
Great. And Janitor is asking, could you please provide us the links that we can follow? So will it be like the same links that you will be sharing with me, Connie?
Yeah, I'm just gonna send them to you right away here, Luna.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Sheena has a follow-up question, I believe. English proficiency test is compulsory?
If you have not completed your teacher preparatory program in English or French, you must complete the language competency test through Pathways.
Okay, great. I can see Yusuf, you have raised your hand. Let's try and allow the mic for you one more time.
Hello. Hi,
Perfect.
thank you. All right, so my question is, thank you so much for the presentation. It was quite insightful. So my question, I have two questions. The first one is just about the waste evaluation. Unfortunately, when I came in, I didn't really have someone to guide me like this on this, and I went ahead with a cost-to-cost evaluation. So apparently, after everything, when I sent it to the certification unit, I was told I had to go to pathways. Well, the good thing is, I've gotten the information from them. I'm on it already, but it seems they can apply the credentials I've submitted for the current one. So I just want to confirm that, and I noticed people have also been asking. Of course, the work we've done before does not stand for this. It's just that I guess you can ask for your um, the credentials, I mean the transcripts and all of that that you've submitted to West before to be applied for this application. So just wanted to reconfirm that. That's number one. And my second question is, my teaching experience comes in diploma program, more like A levels. So would this apply? Is this equivalent to K-12 in Canada, or is this something else? I just want to know that as well. Thank you.
Okay, so Your first question, I just want to make sure I'm understanding it. Your first question is with respect to if you already have a WES, do you still have to go through pathways? And the answer to that question is yes. Effective October 31st, 2025, all applicants must use pathways. If you have that WES evaluation, it's important that you connect with Pathways and the WES folks that work with Pathways to ensure they know what documents are already there and what documents you have to add to finish your Pathways documents. Your second question, right now there are 9 provinces and territories in Canada that are all under the Pathways to Teach Canada consortium. And so what that means is that if you teach in Manitoba and you get certified in Manitoba, but then you decide that you want to move to British Columbia because the weather's much warmer there than in Manitoba, you would not have to regather all of your documents from your home country. You would simply go to Pathways to Teach Canada and make arrangements to have your credentials submitted directly to British Columbia so that the process is started there and you don't have to recollect documents again. Does that make sense?
Thank you so much for that. The second question was not the direct answer, but thank you for providing insight to that. The second question was, back in my home country, I used to teach A-levels program, more like it's equivalent to A-level program, IB diploma. So I'm just asking that here in Canada, especially Manitoba, to be precise, what grade is that? And does the pathway to teach Canada that I'm currently doing at the moment, does it apply to those that are interested in teaching in that grade equivalent to A-levels diploma?
Okay, I see what you're asking. So, when you are in Manitoba, when you get a teaching certificate, you're eligible to teach from kindergarten to grade 12. But if you're wanting to teach specific grades, when you're applying through the school divisions, they will post for like a biology teacher for grades 10 to 12. That's when you get to choose with the employer for getting hired, what grades that you want to teach.
Okay.
The only province in Canada that has specific grade restrictions and class restrictions is Ontario. So their teaching certificate is not a K to 12 certificate. Their teaching certificate will be like primary and secondary, and it'll be very specific. They are the only province that is like that.
Okay. Thank you so much. That explains it. Thank you.
Thank you. Shiwani is asking if teaching assistant and education assistant are the same and doesn't need any professional certifications.
So, teaching certificate and an educational certificate are like those two titles are interchangeable in most divisions. So you'd be like an educational assistant or a teaching assistant.
Okay, thank you, Connie. And Gurpreet, I will allow your mic. Please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask.
Hello, I want to ask another question.
Sure, go ahead.
Actually, I talked about that if to verify that my whole course is in English or not. Uh, as she said that form is to be completed by the university. I want to clarify that whether this form is to be sent by PCU or
So there is a form in Pathways that the applicant must arrange for the university to complete that speaks to your teaching practicum, how many weeks it was, what was the language of instruction during your practicum, and what was the language of instruction during your entire program. So that's something that you will work with Pathways to get completed for your assessment.
okay, all will be this through the online.
Yeah, all of it is done through Pathways.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Gurjeet. We have Shobita.
So Luna, I have sent you the
Hi.
presentation.
Okay, thank you, Connie. I'll share them with the attendees. Yeah, Shobita, you can go ahead and ask your question. Thank you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you.
Actually, I'm in the middle of the process. I applied my transcript and my teaching practicum and my teaching experience through WES. So it's been almost a month. So how much it will take to evaluate through the WES? Any idea about that?
That's a very
And
good
what's the
question.
next process for me?
So Shawina, if your Pathways to Teach Canada assessment has been forwarded to us, then it can take up to 3 months to be evaluated from our office.
Okay.
But we don't start the evaluation process or anything like that until we have the Pathways report, and then there's some additional background documents that are required on our end.
Mm-hmm.
So your Pathways to Teach Canada assessment, have you made it forwarded to professional certification unit?
Till now, I'm not getting any evaluation from WES.
So the only place that we accept evaluations is through Pathways to Teach Canada.
Yeah, I applied through that pathway to teach Canada, and then I apply my transcript through my university. And I have 3 years of experience in teaching, so I applied the experience from my school to the WES, and the teaching practicum that we did in B.Ed. I also applied from my university to the WES.
And has Pathways contacted you that your assessment is complete?
No.
You need to contact them, Shawani, and see what documents are outstanding, because they should be telling you when your evaluation is complete.
Okay, I tried to call them twice, and they said that they have no idea about that, how much time they take or what's pending or that.
Shawani, can you put your contact, actually, in the presentation is certification@gov.mb.ca. Can you please email me your first and last name and your date of birth so that I can follow up with them?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, great. Sheena, if you're okay, I can enable your mic. You can ask your question here. I have allowed your mic if you want to ask your question. Otherwise, they're asking how can we count the hours?
That's a really good question. The evaluation will do the the Pathways and WES evaluation combination will assess the credit hours for you. If you haven't, if you haven't gone through them and you're still kind of wondering what does it look like, it's a very complex process that would be difficult for me to explain over the time frame that we have here. So yeah, Bernice, do you have anything to speak to about that?
Yes, what I'd like to say is that the WES report is a tool used by the certification analysts here at PCU. So we provide the information of what the requirements are and how many credit hours are required. But ultimately, that's to help guide potential applicants. The actual amount of credit hours that you have towards professional education coursework will not be exactly known until that evaluation is done here at PCU using the WES report as a tool. So unfortunately, we cannot pinpoint that exact instruction for you. It is part of the evaluation that will happen, and then the result will be known to you in your result letter. That's the best that I can say on that topic. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, and we have Pooja asking on the chat. Again, raise your hand. I can allow your mic, Pooja, if you want to ask your question. But again, I can ask the question that you have in the chat as well.
Thank you for giving me a chance again. Actually, I am here on study permit for the next year. So am I eligible for the teaching certificate of Manitoba or not? And also I want to know about it like ECE and CCA courses, like how to go for those certificates.
Okay. Thanks for the question, Pooja. So if you are on a study permit that allows you to work or a work visa, you have the
I
potential to
am
be
eligible.
granted a provisional
Yes,
teaching
I am
certificate.
eligible.
Okay, so you would be granted a provisional teaching permit that would match the length of time on your study permit. With respect to the early childhood stuff, that is all outside of our office. We don't have anything to do with the daycare certifications.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we have two raised hand. Yusuf and Sheena, I know you have asked your question. If you have any another question, I can allow your mic. If not, then I have allowed Sheena your microphone. Or you can lower your hands if you don't have any more questions. Thank you. I see Shuani. Okay, I will allow your mic, Shuani. Go ahead, ask your question, please.
Hi again. As you told earlier that we don't need any professional certification for educational assistants or teaching assistants. Few days back, I was thinking that I should start somewhere. So I was looking for educational assistant opportunities, and I got so many calls and inquiries from different private colleges with like a large sum of fees to do a educational assistant certification, and also I don't think we need to spend money on that if we don't need any professional certification for this position.
Each employer will make a decision on the requirements. Some employers may want people to have the educational assistant program. Some employers may not request that. So you would need to follow up with the divisions where you're doing your hiring, but there's no certification process for educational assistants.
Oh, okay. Thank
So
you.
even if you completed that program, you would, there is no certifying body for them.
Okay, that's only the certification and something the approval from the college or university I'm doing that. That's the only thing.
Yeah, you
Transcript
would
that I
get,
got from them.
yeah, you would get a certificate or whatever of completion,
Yeah.
but yeah, but there is no certifying body for educational assistants.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Shwani. We have a question from Urbain. They're saying, I am a French teacher training abroad. I am in Manitoba. I start my process with West through pathway for courses by course evaluation. I request to my former mentor of education back home to send my professional experience to West, but it's not easy. I'm still waiting. So
Okay. Are you, I guess I'm not sure what the question is.
yeah, there is not actually caution here. I believe so. So probably they're asking if they still have to wait for their former institution to send them their what do you call their
Experience.
education or something. Yeah.
Depending on what is still outstanding, they would be best to inquire back with Pathways and determine what documents are missing so that they can finish the evaluation. Because we don't see any of the package until it's complete.
Thank you, Connie.
You're welcome.
So we can open up for another few seconds if anyone has any question. Okay, I see Pooja. So I'm going to start, Pooja is saying I'm going to start with the same page that shows me the payment page for the credential verification, and afterwards the other details will be asked to me. Or is there any other payment as well that I need to fulfill?
So there's Pathways to Teach Canada is your payment for your credential assessment. You'll be responsible for paying the fees to get transcripts and documents sent that are required. Once we get your Pathways assessment, the professional certification unit will send you another application form for Manitoba specifically, and the fee for certification in Manitoba is $200. That's a one-time fee. So some of the other provinces and territories, you pay a fee annually to maintain your certification. But in Manitoba, you apply once and you remain certified and active until forever, unless for some reason your certificate is taken away for misconduct.
So Shobita is saying fees for West Pathway to Teach Canada is $450 and $200 to PCU.
Yes, that would be correct.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you, Connie and Bernice, for joining us today, and thank you all the participants for your excellent questions. I am sharing my screen here for your feedback. Thank you again for choosing Manitoba Start. Because our services are free and funded by Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada and the province of Manitoba, your feedback plays an important role in helping us improve and continue to provide high quality services. So this is like a short minute survey that help us to understand your experience and ensure we're meeting the needs of newcomers. So your responses are confidential and will only be reported to and aggregated without identifying you in any way. So please use the QR code on the screen. And I'm also sharing a link if you want to use a link on the chat. So we'll give you a few minutes to complete. And just for
Thank
your
you.
information, yeah, today's event type is information session. Thank you,
Thanks,
Connie.
Luna, for inviting us to share. And we look forward to people's pathways reports coming to us for evaluation.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
Bernice.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you. Okay, so everyone, after you complete this survey, again, if you want to be Manitoba Start client, if you are not a client, we can also help you with your provincial accredited. So you can always follow us on our LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. You can check our website, be our clients. You can give us a call and you can register here at the front desk, email us or give us a phone call so that we can register you and get our services. So by registering with Manitoba Start, what you will get is you will have a personalized settlement plan, personalized career coaches, and you will be also connected with employers and attend our events. So you can also check our events on our website. We do have so many events in person and online like this as well. And you will find the recording of this webinar for today in our website. So go ahead and check. And I will be sharing with everyone the resources that Connie has shared, and you will get it in your email. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, thank you for joining us today, and stay well. Have a great day. Bye-bye.